Question number 7 is state 3 reasons why do you think air is a mixture and water a compound. As we have done the difference between compound and a mixture, on those differences we can differentiate between water and air. So first difference between air and water is air is formed by simple mixing up of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and noble gases, as air is a mixture of different gases, whereas water is formed by the chemical combination of hydrogen and oxygen. So on this basis we can say that air is a mixture while water is a compound. Second reason is air does not have any chemical formula, whereas water has a chemical formula, that is H2O. So on this base we can say that air is a mixture and water is a compound. Third difference is that air does not have a fixed melting point, whereas water has a fixed melting point. And so these three are the reasons on which we can say that air is a mixture and water is a compound. Our next question is explain why are hydrogen and oxygen considered elements whereas water as a compound. So here we have to differentiate between element and compound, and the first reason of why hydrogen and oxygen are considered as elements whereas water is a compound, both hydrogen and oxygen cannot be chemically broken down into simple substances down into hydrogen and oxygen. So on this basis water is a compound and hydrogen and oxygen are considered as elements. Second reason is that both hydrogen and oxygen are identified by symbols. Water is identified by chemical formula. As we have already done that elements are represented by symbols while compounds are represented by chemical formula. So on this basis we can say that hydrogen and oxygen are considered as elements while water is a compound. Third reason is hydrogen and oxygen have a property of valency, while water does not have the property of valency, because valency is the property of elements, not compounds. So on these reasons we can say that hydrogen and oxygen are considered as element whereas water is considered as a compound. Next question is what is the significance of the symbol of an element. In this question we have to tell about the significance and importance of symbol and why we use symbol for element. As we know that symbol is used for the name of elements, so it is a shorthand representation of an element and symbol may represent one atom of an element. Our next question is state the reasons soft drink is a mixture and water is a compound. So here again we have to differentiate between compound and a mixture. So we can say that soft drink is a mixture. It is formed by mixing up physically two or more compounds without any fixed ratio. We are mixing up physically and without any fixed ratio. So this is the indication that soft drink is a mixture. While water is a compound, it is formed by chemical combination of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, in a fixed ratio of 1:8 by mass. So, chemical combination and fixed ratio is the indication that water is a compound. And the second reason is that the components of soft drink retain their own properties, whereas components of water, hydrogen and oxygen lose their properties. So, water is a compound. Now next question is classify the following into elements, compound and mixture. And first one is helium and hydrogen. As helium and hydrogen both are considered as molecule and molecule comes under the category of elements. So helium and hydrogen are elements. Next one is carbon monoxide and cobalt. Carbon monoxide is a compound of carbon and oxygen while cobalt is an element. Water and milk. Water is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen while milk is a mixture. Gold and brass. Gold is an element of which symbol is Au aurum and brass is a mixture. Next one is iron and steel. Iron is an element of which is the symbol is Fe and steel is a mixture. Our next question is define atomic mass unit and why is it needed. as we know that the mass equal to 1/12 of the mass of a carbon 12 atom is called atomic mass unit, and the atomic mass unit is abbreviated as AMU. The mass of one atom of carbon 12 is 12 atomic mass unit. It is a unit used for relative atomic masses, and it is used to compare masses of other atoms. So that's why it is needed. Question number 13 is state the nature and name of the substance formed by combining the following. First one is zinc and copper. Copper makes an alloy, and the name of alloy is brass. Second one is water and sugar. Water and sugar makes a mixture. The name of mixture or solution is syrup. Aluminium and sulfur both are elements, as we know that the combination of elements is known as alloy. So aluminium and sulfur makes an alloy, and the name of alloy is magnesium. Last one is iron, chromium and nickel. All these three are elements. So element is also known as alloy. So it is an alloy, and the name of alloy that is formed by combination of iron, chromium and nickel is stainless steel. Next question is differentiate between molecular mass and formula mass. Which of the following is a molecular mass? As we have already done that molecular mass is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms present in one molecule of molecular substance. For example, chlorine molecular mass is 71 atomic mass unit. The molecular mass of water is 18 atomic mass unit, while molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44 atomic mass unit. While formula mass is the sum of masses of all the atoms present in one formula unit of a substance. For example, formula mass of sodium chloride is 58.5 atomic mass unit, and that of calcium carbonate is 100 atomic mass unit. As we have to find out which one is the molecular formula, so H2O and H2SO4 both are molecular formula. Our next question is which one has more atoms? 10 gram of aluminium or 10 gram of iron? We have to find number of atoms in 10 gram of aluminium and 10 gram of iron. Our given data for both aluminium and iron is given mass of aluminium is 10 gram, and we know that molar mass of aluminium is 27 gram per mole. While given mass of iron is also 10 gram, but molar mass of iron is 56 gram per mole, and we have to find number of atoms in 10 gram of aluminium and number of atoms in 10 gram of iron. The formula for number of atoms is number of moles multiplied by Avogadro number, but to find number of atoms, first we have to find number of moles, and the formula for finding number of moles is known mass over molar mass. Known mass of aluminium is 10 gram, while molar mass is 27 gram per mole. When we divide 10 by 27, we will get 0.37. Gram and gram will be cancelled, and mole we have here 0.37 mole. For iron, we have to find number of moles with the same formula, known mass over molar mass. Known mass of iron is 10, while molar mass of iron is 56. So 10 divided by 56, we will get 0.18 mole. So we have find it out that number of moles of both aluminium and iron. So now we have to put these values in the above formula. Number of atoms is equal to number of moles multiplied by Avogadro number. By putting value in the above formula, number of moles 0.37 and Avogadro number 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23, we will get 2.23 into 10 raised to power 23. For iron, we have to put number of moles of iron 0.18 and Avogadro number 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. We will get 1.09 into 10 raised to power 23. So the question was which one has more number of atoms. So our answer is 2.23 into 10 raised to power 23 for aluminium. So aluminium has more number of atoms than iron.